It began with something simple, a thirst in the dead of night. Keya reached for the water jug on her bedside table, but it seemed to slip away inch by inch as though the darkness itself was playing tricks on her. Her arms felt heavy, her body frozen, like invisible chains coiling around her. She tried to scream, but her voice drowned in silence. Was it a dream or something far more sinister, whispering from the shadows of her mind? By daylight, Keya was unstoppable. Senior project manager at a booming tech firm, a woman who turned chaos into order. Deadlines bent to her will. Clients praised her precision. Her desk, a war zone of sticky notes, glowing screens, and victories. Perfection was her creed, her drive, her armor. But even steel can crack when the pressure never stops. A dull headache here, a dizzy spell there. She brushed them aside. Just stress, she would whisper, pouring herself into another 12 hours a day because success waits for no one. At home, she played the perfect wife and mother. Rakesh, her husband, was soft spoken, charming, a man who leaned on her like a vine on a sturdy wall. Their son, bright and ambitious, mirrored her fire. She packed lunches, managed bills, laughed at Rakesh's graying hair, and told herself she was happy. Her body had softened, her pace slowed, but she called it contentment. It at night, as silence filled their elegant home, a strange restlessness hummed beneath the peace. Kia's childhood dream had always been clear, a home surrounded by nature, a sanctuary far from city's roar, and at last that dream stood before her, a sprawling bungalow in a gated haven, windows stretching to the green horizon, a carved fountain whispering secrets in the evening breeze. It was perfect, almost too perfect. Uniformed guards patrolled the lawns, faces expressionless, eyes sharp. The lady at the gate never smiled, just stared, cold and distant. Overkill for security, Keya thought, but unease flickered in her chest before dissolving into denial. Then the slips began. Forgotten car keys, a misplaced phone, then found in the fridge. Emails sent without memory of writing them. At first, she laughed it off. Then came the blank stares at her own spreadsheets. Numbers that once danced now turned alien. Her colleagues exchanged whispers she could almost hear. Pity, concern, doubt. At home, she would find herself standing in the kitchen, knife in hand, unsure what she was about to cut. Rakesh would ask, "Are you all right?" She would smile faintly, just tired, but in her heart, a fog was spreading. One night, it returned, the paralysis. Her eyes flew open to a darkness that felt alive. The jug shimmered again at the bedside, just out of reach. Her muscles refused to move. Her breath came in shallow bursts. She could see Rakesh beside her, peaceful, his chest rising and falling, unaware that she was trapped in a nightmare that wasn't ending when she woke. When morning came, she brushed it aside, but the shadows of that night followed her, lurking in corners of her vision. Days became a haze of half remembered moments, deadlines missed, names forgotten, mirror reflections that didn't match her mind's memory. A stranger stared back at her, plumper, older, hair streaked white. "Who is she?" Keya whispered. The maid hovered in spotless white, her movement careful, her eyes nervous. Why did her uniform look clinical, and those guards outside, were they protecting her or watching her? Evening sunsets bleed through the window, soft orange, fading into grey. She tried to name the street lights beyond the glass, lead, tube light, vapor lamp, but the words escaped her, her smoke slipping through fingers. Rakesh grew quieter, his smile thinner. He held her close, guided her when her steps faltered. He spoke gently, too gently, and Keya began to wonder. Why did he look at her with such sorrow? The house felt smaller each day. Walls whispering, guards patrolling, and when she knocked over a glass of water, the maid gasped, as if the world had shattered. Keya's hand trembled, her throat closing in panic. She wanted to scream, "What is happening to me?" But her voice never came. And then the truth begins to bleed through. The lush bungalow, the perfect sanctuary, the patrolling guards, the silent maid, none of it was real. The home was carefully crafted illusion, a section of private hospital designed for patients lost to their own minds. The guards, orderlies, the maid, a nurse, a lady at the gate, a medical aide, and Keya, a patient in the advanced stages of neurodegenerative decline. Her brilliant mind, once her greatest ally, had betrayed her. The years of ambition, the sleepless nights, the ignored headaches and blurred vision, they had all led to this. The woman who once built empires now lived inside a world her brain had rewritten, a fragile dreamscape of false peace. Rakesh stayed every day, watching her drift between illusions, his love fighting a battle he could never win. The doctor's words were gentle, no improvement, but she is calm. Calm as she smiled at Rakesh, thinking they were home, ready to step into another beautiful day.